big misconception. There's no homework. There's no like late work dates. I mean, the end of the semester is the end of the semester. But what we're in here to do is to understand what it is, the standards for that class.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the latest edition of the West Ada podcast. And you know, Katie and I always talk about how we're parents. We've been a part of West Ada. Well, today it really feels like that in a lot of ways.
Oh man, I held back mom tears. So yeah, today we had some fun guests. We're talking about all things summer school. And Holly Clayton is a Dean of Student Achievement, two of our elementary schools, and a teacher, a summer school teacher. And then we had Blake R., which is no secret, Blake Rodenbaugh, my son, who's about to graduate, just sharing his experience with summer school.
Well, I love it. We were looking for like, hey, who's a great student to talk about summer school? I'm like, oh, you know someone.
We do, yeah.
Well, and we talk about West Ada. West Ada is a large organization, but it's so kind of small too, because I don't know, Holly walked my, we talked about this in the podcast, but Holly walked my kids across back in the day when they were little kids on the crosswalk. Then she taught them science in high school. So it's just a really cool opportunity to see how neat people in West Ada.
These full circle moments are pretty cool.
Yeah, okay. Well, so summer school registration, May 21st. If you're thinking about it, here we go. Hopefully this will help inform your decisions if you're a student or a parent. Here's our conversation on summer school.
Well, we are here talking all things summer school. Yes, it's that time of year.
Can't believe it's almost summertime.
Yes.
Holy moly.
Holly, welcome to the West Ada podcast. Blake, welcome to the West Ada podcast. It's great to have you guys here.
Yeah. I mean, Holly, if you don't mind, kind of give us your background. You've been with West Ada for 12-ish years. And listen, the kind of the crazy thing is like you walked my kids across the crosswalk back in the day, going to Siena. And anyway, just kind of give us your background real quick.
So, I was a crossing guard is where I guess I started my career at Siena.
You've done a lot in 12 years.
Well, that was more than 12 years ago.
Oh, that was a while ago.
That was a long time ago. I started that journey when I was home. I stayed home with my kids. I was lucky enough to do that. And then, I would always just be a part of that crossing guard.
Love Siena Elementary back in the day.
Just hung out with those kids that way. And then when I subbed for a year, and then I got my job teaching science at Mountain View High School in 2014. And so I was at Mountain View High School until just this past year, where I've been a Dean of Student Achievement at Siena and Mary McPherson.
That's so cool.
And so you split your time between the two elementaries now.
I do split my time. And then I have also been a summer school teacher. This will be my 10th year.
Oh, gosh.
Doing high school, summer school.
I appreciate you talking to us about summer school because, I mean, registration is May 21st. So that's the whole reason we're trying to hey, let's beat this drum a little bit. But I love this episode because we're talking about, because you actually taught both of my kids at Mountain View, and we've got, we
got Blake Rodenbaugh over here. Blake, tell us about yourself, how old you are, what you do in West Ada.
Well, I'm 17. I go to Eagle High and
go Mustangs.
Yeah, go Mustangs. I just normal high school student.
Getting ready to graduate.
Yeah,
I was joking.
Close.
I was so excited to have a competent Rodenbaugh on the podcast. I mean, can I say that on the air? I guess I just did. So
you sure did. Everybody, the truth is out there. My 17-year-old is more competent than me.
Love having you here today.
It's all fun,
cool.
right?
Yeah.
So, to jump right in though, Blake, what made you did summer school last year, so the summer before your senior year. What was your impetus for choosing to do that?
Well, kind of found out last minute that I was a little behind on some credits and, falling behind on things. And I had decided I wanted to do EMT. And to do EMT, I had to get med terms, or so I thought at the time.
You thought it was a prerequisite for EMT program?
Even though I could have just stuck with my fire pathway and gone into EMT through there. So I signed up for everything. I signed up for 2 PE classes, a health class, and then college med terms. And you warned me. You said that it was...
I was just going to say, what did your parents tell you about taking 4 summer school classes?
That's a heavy lift.
Right?
You did warn me. You said it was going to be a lot, and it was a lot. And so started with 4 and ended with 2. But, we got the college med terms done, so we got college credit for that. And so we're going to be able to graduate, and that's all that matters.
That's got to be important. Well, listen, I'm totally drawing us off subject, but CTE, the CTE pathways, what's that been like for you? I know you've been obviously big into it. What's that been like for you?
It really has probably been one of the greatest things I found through school. I totally changed up my careers through like thinking what I wanted to do.
Sure.
I went from wanting to be a diesel tech for a while, taking diesel classes my sophomore year, to eventually my buddy said, "Hey, come try out this fire service program with me," and so I did, and fell in love with it, and now it's what I've been striving for every day for the past 2 years.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool.
And it's super cool. I mean, as a parent, I'm so grateful that you were able to have these opportunities and take your med term in the summer, because then you added your EMT pathway to your fire. So, he's in a couple of weeks going to be taking his national registry for EMT. HOSA, which is a career technical student organization, has allowed you to compete in some things nationally, and that's exciting.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's really cool. Well, I don't know, Holly. What we kind of heard Blake's reasons. What reasons do you hear from students? Sorry, you said you've been summer school for 10 years now.
Yeah, I will start my 10th year.
Starting your 10th year. Yeah. What reasons do you hear from students in terms of why they kind of jump into summer school?
Well, I think Blake's reasoning is common.
Sure.
For whatever reason, I want to have a specific pathway, and so I need a few credits here and there that I don't necessarily, when I go to CTE or whatever, I won't have time to take those in the general ed situation. So we have that, and then we have our students who maybe weren't as successful as they wanted to be the first time they took it. So whether it's getting credit for the class, or maybe I got a B and I wanted an A for my transcript. And so we have Blake's reasoning plus a few others. And then we have a few that have just never taken it at all. Maybe they are coming from a different school district, need an extra credit. And so
to get squared away and get back
squared away,
online.
Ada, we require a few more credits than others to graduate. And so we see that often as well.
Well, I think, I think that's important, an important message to get out there, because, when Ken and I were in school back in the day, it almost was like summer school was a punishment. Like, hey, you haven't been doing what you're supposed to do. You're going to have to go to summer school. Oh, you're in summer school, know.
Sure.
And now it's an opportunity to allow more options. Or, like Blake thought he was getting PE credit for playing football and being an athlete, but he wasn't. And so finding things out, or that West Ada, we do, we really have high standards in West Ada, and we require more credits to graduate. So I think it's important.
High standards are okay.
Yeah, I think that's
they're actually really darn good. Yeah. Well, I don't know, Blake, and this might be a hard question to answer, but what do you think, like what did you think summer school was going to be like going in, and what was the reality?
Yeah, I totally, like my mom said about, it was like a punishment sort of thing.
Sure.
And I totally thought it was going to be the same sort of situation. You wake up every day, go to school, and you don't get a summer break.
Everyone likes waking up early in the summertime, right?
Yeah, everyone loves that.
Come on.
But no, I had the opportunity to take it online, or do all my classes online. And that just allowed me to live my day-to-day life. I went to work, came home, did about an hour and a half, 2 hours of school, and then hung out with friends after that. And that was my summer cycle, and it worked for me. And it was super fluid and easy, and it made it fun to want to, I guess, go to school, do school.
It on your terms.
Yeah. Well, and you still were able to maintain, even with 4 classes, you still felt like you were able to maintain balance.
Yeah, it definitely felt like one my midterms class took a higher priority over everything else.
Sure.
And then I went midterms, PE, and then my health, and then my other PE credit, and just kind of that was how I prioritized them. And eventually I realized that the 4 classes was little too much.
This is a lot.
And so, I stuck it out.
Well, and I think maybe you didn't realize that, it's 4 classes. It's all the same content that you have to learn during a normal semester, but in a very shortened time frame.
Right.
So it's a lot more than maybe you would anticipate.
Yeah.
Holly, do you find that with students, the rigor or the speed as being an issue?
Well, I love the opportunity actually that we have to, when I go in there and I teach that class, we take away, we are just getting the nitty gritty in there. And so here's the proficiency scale. What do you know? What do you need to know? I'm able to go in there and I'm able to focus in on the gaps that they have. Blake maybe didn't take that class, so he may not be familiar, but if he were to walk into my science class, I can very easily see, oh, here's your foundational skills. Here's what we need to know to reach proficiency. from this proficiency scale. And because of the smaller class size, 10 to 15 students, and I've always taught in-person summer school. Well, other than the COVID years, it was online.
Sure.
I've always taught in-person summer school. So you get this class of 10 to 15 kiddos. They become your little family really quick because you spend a lot of time together. But we all, by the end, we're working together to get everyone there. And so I loved what you said about the punishment versus not punishment. This is absolutely an opportunity.
Yeah.
This is an opportunity to understand that, okay, science isn't turning in my work. Science is understanding these standards, demonstrating proficiency towards these skills, and then moving on and having this be the stepping stone we need to graduate.
Well,
That's cool.
I think back to when I was in high school, a small group setting like that where you're free to ask more questions and have more access to your teacher and like your in-person summer school class, I think that could be a huge benefit. So, parents or students who are listening, if you maybe struggle in the traditional classroom setting, consider summer school where you can have a 1 to 10, 1 to 12 ratio.
Yeah, it's awesome and amazing. And I love the fact that I can just dive in there and I can look at past grades. I can look up their scores and say, okay, you understood this. What you really missed was this. And I don't know, maybe you were trying to write a paper for your English class at the same time or whatever, but we are only focused on this one subject and we're going to get you where you need to be. And what they realize is, especially those who aren't so confident when they come in, they're like, oh, I know more than I thought I did.
I got this.
Like, no, you are awesome. You really do understand
That's
this.
cool that you can assess that in a pretty short amount of time.
Yeah.
It's neat that you're able to kind of meet kids where they are.
Yeah. That's the whole point. That's especially for our kids who are there for intervention. Like, let's just be surgical about this. Let's get what you really need to know.
Well, I can imagine as a teacher, it's got to be kind of fun because you're going from the school year where you have hundreds of students to just, handfuls where you really can kind of hone your craft with them.
Oh, yeah. It's the best.
That's really neat. I don't know, Blake. I mean, I'm kind of listening to this conversation. Did you feel like you were able to get more attention in that shorter time frame? Or how would you assess that?
I mean, it was a little different being that it was online, so it didn't really feel like I had a direct connection. But it was really cool. We had like chat boards or chat rooms or whatever that would, do weekly or daily questions.
So you could kind of collaborate there kind of thing?
Talk to a whole bunch of different students from all over. There was a couple in my midterms class that were from like Eastern Idaho and Northern Idaho and Southern Idaho, and they would all just in this college midterms class, and you got to kind of hear about their story and what they were wanting to do.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, it felt very as even though we were all on computers far away from each other, it felt like we were all pretty close for the fact that, we're all online. So.
Okay, so I'm old school. I don't know, Holly. I'm old school. I like being face to face. Is that dumb of me to feel like I would prefer to be face to face? But what's the difference between online and face to face in a summertime setting?
Well, for me, from the teacher side, I've never been a student on the online side, but I love the engagement. Like, we're there for 6 hours. We can be goofy. We can be, we can form these relationships, and we better because we're here together learning this. And it's 6 hours together with a few breaks.
Of the same content, right?
The same content. And so really, I love, like, we have the first day, like, why are you here? What do you want to get out of this? How are we going to make that work? Our success criteria to get through that. And then we really, we help each other. And, we'll have a student that knows a lot and a student that is struggling, and we put them together and they're learning from each other as I'm walking around the room. And it's a really magical, actually, thing. Cool. And it's just this little bright light in my ear because to get this true intervention, the way I've always wanted to do it, because you get these small class sizes, and it's just, so I love the in-person way. Now, it's very much less flexible. There are very strict attendance requirements, and so it's not for everyone. But it is not a punishment. It is the opportunity just to show what you know, and, a lot of my students like, oh, I didn't turn that in, and that's why I didn't get the grade I wanted, I'm like, well, okay, it's not turning it in. It is understanding the standard, and I get to reframe that. So we reframe what it is to be proficient, what it is to get a grade. It's for a lot of my students, it's not, oh, I didn't turn that in. It's, okay, what do you
sure.
know? Can you tell me what you know? Awesome. You actually do know this. Let's move on,
Oh, cool.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm kind
yeah.
of curious, but face to face, you have that accountability with your teacher. You have to look them in the eye. Blake, how did you hold yourself accountable online when you can almost kind of be anonymous?
Well, that was majorly enforced by you guys.
By your parents.
Yeah. There was
Way to go, parents.
Yeah.
Let's go.
but no, it was a lot of realizing that the career path that I wanted, at least to what I thought, relied heavily on this class or on these set of classes. If I couldn't graduate, get my diploma, because I was missing credits, then I would have to postpone wanting to go into the fire service for another year or for however long it took to graduate. And then that midterms, I have to get it to get my EMT, and then I don't want to take another, however long EMT course and do all that stuff after. So I kind of took a little bit of trying to get myself. I procrastinate a little bit on things. For
I
sure.
have no idea what that feels like, man. No, we all do that a little bit, right? Yeah.
But it was once you kind of got in the rhythm of it, realizing that it was you log on, you learn, and then you do your assignment for that day, and then you stay on top of your things, and it doesn't become a burden. And
time management.
100%.
Time management. Well, I don't know, Holly. You've talked. I'm being a little redundant because you've already talked about this a little bit, but really being able to assess. Okay, the kids are actually learning this as opposed to just like regurgitating information. How do you know that the students are locked in and learning? How do you get a vibe for that?
Well, those are the same skills that you would use in your normal year. Like we're discussing, if you can sit in a group of students and talk about it, and I can listen to what you say, it's not the high stakes, like, oh, I have to do this on a test. Most of what if I ask you a question and you can answer it, then that is, we call that a formative assessment, but really that's that little check-in that says, oh, the student's on the right path. And then really just that motivation and engagement with each other. We all, a rising tide, lifts everybody, right?
Lift that boat, right? Yeah, sure.
And that really having, that relationship we build enables that discussion to happen in your class.
Sure.
And so we're learning from each other, and it's not just me standing up in front with my clicker going through PowerPoint slides for 6 hours. That is not what summer school is at all.
And then that's not learning, right? That's not learning. Sure. That makes sense.
And so, whatever activities, projects, I teach science, which I find very fun, but not everyone agrees. But,
I love science.
But by the end of it, we've all learned, and we all know, we know where we need to go from our proficiency scales, and
cool.
We can really track our progress in getting there, and we can know what we missed and go back and fix it.
Love it. Love it.
I feel like, Blake, you might have a unique perspective on this, on the, are you actually learning or just kind of checking some boxes with the variety of classes you have? I would assume that, midterms, you actually had to know that content because it fed into.
Absolutely.
But maybe PE or health, you're checking. What do you think?
I feel like if I were to be checking the boxes for the PE and the health, it was more the fact that I've already learned the information, and it didn't really feel like I wanted to go back through and do it again. For midterms, I made flashcards. I had piles and piles of flashcards of all the different terms sitting on my desk, and that became kind of like, okay, I understand I have to learn this, because if I'm in EMT and I don't know what a word is or a medical term, then I just let down my patient. I just let down, my crew, everybody else around me. So there was actually learning involved, and you can't really, cheat your way around it. It's, you gotta
you either know it or you don't.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
Right. Especially in a class like that.
Yeah.
Right.
College. Yeah.
Do you feel like what you learned, and this may be a stretch, I don't know, but do you feel like what you learned in summer school actually kind of helped you in the regular school year this year? What would you say to that? Yeah,
I think that having, I guess, the way that I went about doing my midterms, doing the college, doing the online over the summer rather than in person, doing it here as an offered class, it kind of refined the knowledge in my brain for when I went into class. So like first, couple weeks of class, we were talking about medical terminology, and there's a couple people that didn't know it because they knew that they could just take EMT through the fire pathway.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was like, I'm actually glad that I sat through the college summer school, because it gave me a ledge on the people or gave me a step up in the fact that knowing difference from normal words and medical words. So
yeah, that makes sense. Well, I mean, we're kind of wrapping up, you guys. But I don't know, Holly, what would you say? I mean, there's a perception that you're either punishment or I'm just making up work going to summer school. What would you want students or parents to know who are thinking, oh gosh, maybe I should register by May 21st? What would you say to them? Like, summer school is more than just making up work. What advice would you give?
We're not making up work at all. We're understanding, and we're learning. And there's a big misconception. There's no homework. There's no like late work dates. I mean, the end of the semester is the end of the semester. But what we're in here to do is to understand what it is, the standards for that class. And so it is like, it's a positive thing. And it is an opportunity to learn so much about yourself. And, what Blake said about, that was his motivation. And everyone has their own motivation, and we're going to figure out what that is.
Yeah,
if you need some help,
sure.
I'll be happy to help you. If that is just, I have to do this so I can get this, well, we'll work with that, but what ends up coming out of it in my experience is, I knew more than I thought I did. And I'm a much better student than I thought I was, because, we've just kind of given them some skills to separate turning in work from really learning and understanding.
Well, really setting yourself up for success.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and you've used the word opportunity more than once. I love having that mindset. Like, this is an opportunity. I mean, is that fair?
Oh yeah.
That's
that
really
is
cool.
totally fair. And that's what I would say summer school is an opportunity.
I love it.
Like, would you recommend summer school to your peers who either want to get ahead, catch up, gain new knowledge?
I'd say definitely do not wait on it. Get it done. Get it done as soon as you can.
Don't procrastinate.
It. Right. Register, get all your stuff squared away so that, you can go into it and not have to, that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. And
love it.
Staying on track.
Yep.
Love it. Okay. Have we covered it? Is there anything you want to add, or have we kind of covered it?
I think we're great.
Look at us. Well, thank you both because summer school's coming up, and it's just great to have you both talk.
It's a good opportunity.
Yeah, it's very cool. Okay, well, so
we have
Katie,
we have Student Pulse podcast. It might be our last one of the year. I'm not sure. I mean, our kids are graduating, so
until next school year. Yeah,
we have some awesome students.
Amazing
up
young
next
ladies
for you. Yeah,
Mountain View ladies are here to talk about all that's
all the fun things going on in Mountain View.
Stick around. Here we go.
Support West Ada students and you could win big. The West Ada Activities and Athletics fundraiser helps fund school sports, clubs, and programs across the district. For every $50 ticket, you're entered to win exciting prizes like a car, golf cart, or ATV. And every dollar goes directly to the school program that sold the ticket. Make a difference and enter today at the link in today's show notes.
We are here with two lovely lady Mavs. We have Sophia and Addie. Welcome to the Student Pulse edition of the West Ada podcast.
Thanks for having us.
It's great. Horns up. Let's go, Mavs.
Yes, go Mavs.
So both of my kids went to Mountain View, so I'm a little biased. I'm gonna go ahead and be honest about what's going on here. Yes.
That's okay. We love it.
Yeah. So anyway, lots of good stuff.
Yes.
So, okay, our three topics.
Who's
gonna choose first?
I'll choose
Sophia?
first.
Yeah. Let's see.
Pick it up. Okay. Stinky sneaker.
Oh, you're a pro at this.
It's one of the best events that honestly happens in West Ada, maybe even the state of Idaho. But I think it's gotten so big. We might need a bigger gym for it, or a designated spot where it's like a neutral site we can all go to.
BSU, you hear us asking?
Yes, yes. It's awesome. You guys have both been, yeah.
We've both been, and we actually did a podcast with you there.
Yes.
What,
last year,
a year ago or whatever.
Yes.
It's just such a cool event. Why, Addie, I don't know, from your perspective, why is it such a cool event?
Well, I get to dance at it, so that's like a whole nother.
Oh, you're part of the dance team. Yeah, sure.
That's like a whole nother perspective, but the energy is insane. Like it's like no other game that we do. Basketball, football, it's my favorite.
Well, and your dance performance this year, holy cow.
It was crazy.
Well, I was a judge and I have to be non-biased, right? And I'm just sitting here like,
right.
You know,
yeah.
it was
no,
good.
I think it was
good.
Someone said it was the loudest the gym was that entire night, which was crazy.
Oh,
my ears felt like they were bleeding.
Yeah, so did mine.
Well, it's funny. We talked about this with our Meridian friends, but I think, one of the things that's interesting to me is, Stinky Sneaker, now all these other games have kind of come after that. I love how Katie does Leadership Summit with you guys. And so good ideas spread between student councils. I don't know, Sophia, what's that like? Is that a fair assessment? Do good ideas spread?
They do, 100%. Like Battle of the Bolt started to be a thing. I think it's cool to just, like, it kind of builds relationships with different schools.
Yeah.
And it builds kind of a string between people that's like, oh, like, we know you because we do this competition. So it's cool to just keep us connected as West Data, because we're all one. So
we are all, and that's the thing I think you guys know, serving on student council and superintendent student advisory council. Dr. Bub's like big thing is we are West Data. All of us are West Data. It doesn't matter which school you go to, but we're all kind of one. And I think that collaboration really helps.
Yeah, I agree.
That's very cool. All right. Another topic.
Next.
Addie, are you doing this one?
VIP prom, perfect.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, tell us about it.
That one is also one of my favorite events. I think for student council for Mountain View specifically, it's one of the more favorited events. It was a lot bigger this year. We got Belongco ice cream cart there. We got the Idahomies to perform there, which was so fun. They're so awesome. It was a really good turnout.
Tell me about the Idahomies. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
My ignorance.
They're an adult group of Down syndrome kids or just any kids with disabilities.
Idahomies. Oh, that's
and
so
they do
cool.
performances. I've danced with them for dance team before, so we invited them to come, and it was super cool. We had it taped out for them to dance, and they did their routine, which was awesome.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so is it just student council kids from Mountain View, or do other students from Mountain View help participate? And
we have some volunteers from Club Unified.
Okay.
That do sometimes. There was a few of them there. But Mountain View mainly plans it, and then we just invite the student councils from other schools too.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So another opportunity to collaborate.
Yeah. It's awesome.
It's such a cool event. I've actually done stories, obviously, on Stinky Sneaker and VIP prom, and so I can throw those into the show notes today too, because they're both just amazing events, and I think Mountain View should take a lot of pride in kind of bringing those events to the fore. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love it. All
Sophia, last card.
New administrator promotions.
I know. This is bittersweet, isn't it?
I know.
Yeah.
I think Mr. Montoya has done a great job, giving a great foundation for Mountain View, and I'm sad he's leaving, but he's going to do great at Caldwell.
Yeah.
Mrs. Rice, she's awesome.
Yeah.
She's going to do great as well.
Yeah. I had the opportunity to do a little interview video with her, and she has plans and she has structure. So I think she's going to really be a good asset to Mountain View.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? So I love Montoya. Montoya was my son. So both my kids went to Mountain View. Montoya was my son's principal when he was at Lake Hazel Middle School. So I've known Montoya for a while now. What's one of your favorite memories of him in the halls or whatever? Anything that strikes your
Again, dance team. One morning we were having a really long practice. I think it was before a competition, and he came in and gave us a pep talk. He's always just been super supportive, so we'll miss having him.
That's super cool.
One thing he does is even if students are late, he never says oh, you're late. He just says hi, I hope you have a great day. He doesn't care if you're late. He just cares that you're there.
Yeah.
He's happy you're there.
He's unconditional.
So
that's cool.
That's really, well, and being the new ASB president next year, Addie, and working with Ms. Rice, I know you don't know what you don't know yet, but what's that going to be like? What are your thoughts going in?
When we talked to her, she said that she wants to combine culture with strategy, and we're going to have monthly meetings, and she's going to try and do a lot more. One of her focuses is assemblies, so we're going to integrate student council with admin at assemblies a little bit more. So that'll be really cool. But yeah, she seems great to work with. She already is great to work with, but I'm excited to work with her on a new level.
Well, and it's kind of cool too, since like you said, Sophia, that Mr. Montoya kind of had a good foundation for Mountain View, and he's put all these things in place. And then Mrs. Rice, having worked with him for all these past few years, she can just kind of take up that torch and keep going, keep building on it.
Super cool.
Yes.
Well, Sophia, you're heading towards graduation. I can't believe graduation's in a couple weeks. That's just crazy.
So soon.
Yeah.
How you doing? What are your thoughts going in?
I'm excited. I'm kind of scared for like the feelings I'm gonna feel at graduation, because you know how it's always like, you know, bittersweet and like those feelings come.
Oh, sure.
But
Sure.
yeah, I'm excited.
College is fun. High school's fun. College is even better.
Even better. Yeah.
Well, this is an impossible question, so I'm sorry to spring this on you.
That's
But
okay.
you 4 years at Mountain View.
Yeah.
Any like favorite memories? What are you gonna remember?
I'm gonna remember the specific teachers that have made relationships with me, and just obviously, like, I had my sister there, so it's fun having a sibling there at school with you. And also, of course, like Stinky Sneaker and like those specific events that kind of stay in your mind all the time.
Well, I'm sure she's going to remember her favorite podcast host.
Well, duh, that goes without saying.
Yeah.
My gosh, yeah. Well, I just can't thank you guys enough for being here. One of the things we've been asking though is, okay, so before we leave, what's one thing, you guys are high schoolers, what's one thing you wish adults or your teachers knew about what it's like to be in high school in 2026?
Yeah. Do you want to start?
You can start.
Okay.
I'll build off of you.
I know it's not an easy question.
We had similar thoughts when we were
Really?
talking about it earlier. Yeah.
I kind of thought about, I feel like school, it's kind of just like this never-ending cycle. You go to school, then you go to work or sports, then you come home, you got to study and prepare for the next day of school, and you do it all over again.
Mm-hmm.
And
kind of rinse and repeat kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like us as teenagers now, we feel kind of a pressure to like, there's always the next thing that's going to happen. And it is different from when I feel like our parents or adults were in high school, which I wish I would have known what it was like back then, and I wish they would have known what it's like now. So it's kind of hard if they're not a teenager now, but I wish like they know
to compare and contrast.
Yeah.
You guys are very scheduled. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Well, this is a total aside, and I don't want to interrupt you, Addie. I apologize, but I was actually at a couple of classrooms in Mountain View on Friday, and I was watching direct modeling with some of the math classes. And you guys, okay, so one huge difference to your point, like back in the day when I was taking math, like we're all at our desks, we're trying to figure out how to
no
solve
idea what
for
the
X
teacher's
or
saying.
whatever. I'm like, ah. But the direct modeling thing, it's so cool to watch how the teachers literally group the students together. And then it's like a collaborative, like let's problem solve together. And that is completely different than back in the day. And it was just, for me, it was fascinating to watch because I'm like, oh, even I can quasi understand this. This is awesome, you know? So anyway, I don't know. Addie, do you want to add on anything?
Yeah. Me and Soph had kind of just talked about like the pressures of social media.
Oh. Yeah.
Now are kind of crazy. There are a lot of pressure, and it's just different than when our parents and adults were in high school, just like living up to what you see. Like, I always need to be better. I need to be achieving this, looking like this, but you don't. You're just yourself, you know?
Well, parents feel it too. You know what I mean? If there are parents who are on
100%.
social media, like, oh, my house isn't cute enough.
100%.
It's not Insta-worthy. Is my family being
100%.
perfect?
Yeah.
You know?
I've never had that thought,
I know,
but
good for you.
but I get it, Katie. Yeah. Well, and, again, I was in those classrooms on Friday, but everyone just kind of like, hey, here's the phone lockers. They just drop it. And is it good to be able to put the phone away in school? Why do you say that?
Because I think it helps my attention span when I am in those classes that you have to like put them on, especially in math. I'm very like locked in. I'm going to do my work, get it done for that hour and a half, and then go. I've liked having to have the phone balls in some scenarios.
Yeah.
Most scenarios.
Most scenarios.
Yeah. Well, can't thank you both enough
Yeah,
for
thank you.
taking the
Thank
time.
you.
I know you got to get to dance. There's all kinds of things going on. So thanks for taking the time.
Yeah.
for
Thank
having
you
us.
so much.
You guys are awesome.
Well, how amazing are those two young ladies? I say it all the time. I love talking to students, whether it's
Student
Blake,
Pulse is really a great section.
yeah, or Sophia and Addie. I just love getting a feel for what students are thinking about, and anyway, it's just
Well,
just
and
cool.
it's important. Dr. Bob says all the time that the student experience, the student voice is so important, and he considers that in district level decision making. So it's really cool we get to bring those perspectives in too.
Well, it's super fun. I can't believe that we are on top of graduation. Summer is looming.
Summer school.
It's nuts. But thank you, as always, for being here and being part of the conversation. Please subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, whether Spotify, Google. If you're listening on Amazon, or if you're listening on iTunes, please rate us and leave a review. You can always go to YouTube and subscribe. That would be lovely. And watch there if you'd rather watch than listen. I don't do that, but if you like to watch, there you go.
Watch us. We're fun to watch.
To learn more, you can also go to westada.org/podcast and check out some of the old episodes. And We didn't even talk about this, Katie, but coming in June, a couple of valedictorians. We're going to talk about the graduation
so
stuff.
we went away from the valedictorian thing for a few years, and we're back at it this year. So it'll be really cool to hear their student perspective of being valedictorians.
Yeah, super cool. So it'll be great to have them. And listen, don't take a break from us over the summertime. If you want to let us know what's going on, always communicate at westada.org. But just can't thank Blake R. Can't thank Blake and Holly
and Sophia and Addie. But it was a fun episode today. Thanks for watching.
Cool fun. Well, thanks for having you here, and we'll see you in June.